You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back to episode 89 of the Primal Armor Podcast. This is the first podcast that I've recorded since being back from HomeGymCon, and I wanted to give myself a handful of days to be able to just sit and reflect on everything that I'd experienced that weekend. Because I had zero expectations going into it. I've literally never done anything like that before and never done an expo, and I've never been to French Lick, Indiana. And I actually didn't even know too much about the area because I didn't study up on it much. I just booked a hotel off the link that Jake sent me, and then I looked at where I needed to pull up my truck to get into the exhibition hall and unload my stuff. But other than that, I was just going to show up and take what the weekend gave me. And this was one of the first times that my wife has really dove as hard into the business as I have, and that was probably one of the most fun parts of the weekend for me, as it's been my baby ever since I started this whole thing. But having her show interest in it was what was really fulfilling to me. She just kept asking me in the weeks leading up that what was my pitch going to be to get people to our booth. And my only answer to that was, I don't know. I don't want to be some slimy car salesman. I just kind of want to go with the flow and it'll come to me. Most of my stress actually came in designing or setting up the booth, as I wanted it to look professional and thought out, so I didn't look like a joke compared to all the other big and successful companies that I was going to be lined up next to, like Surplus Strength or Rep Fitness. And I put a lot into it to create that big DIY barbell rack that you guys saw. It was made out of 4x4s because I wanted it to be sturdy enough to be able to hold all the barbells that I was bringing without toppling over or giving out, because that would be just so embarrassing if that would have given out in the middle of the expo. And I wanted to bring one of every variation of bar that we had, from colors to style, so everyone could see everything that we list on the website. But then I threw in a surprise reveal that no one knew was coming. I brought our brand new and unreleased Buffalo bar called Appellation. The booth was an absolute success, and I still can't believe how well that it went. We left the weekend and completely sold out. We sold out of our Denali bar in just a few hours into Saturday afternoon. And I knew that I had a quality barbell on that one, but it still blew my mind that they sold out so quick and so easy. But what really blew my mind was the interest that I had in the Appellation bar. I even had people wanting to pre-order it on the spot, and I had to start a list of writing down names to keep track of everyone. I brought it kind of as a teaser and not knowing when I was actually going to release it. But after this weekend, I knew I had to expedite that plan. I took the entire last week working on pricing, wording, and then all the other little details that go along with a release, because I wanted to finally bring it to the market. But one of the problems that I have with it is to fire up everything in the shop to make it come to fruition. I have to come forward with about 50 pre-orders. And it's fine if I can get 50 people to commit, but if I can only get a few, it's pretty scary putting thousands of dollars forward to front the bill and stock that many barbells myself in my garage while being such a new and small business. But I truly think after the success that I had at HomeGymCon and the interest that people had, I can do 50 orders of it. I just hope that it's in the time frame that makes my wife not want to strangle me for spending too much money on this idea. It's a very unique barbell that you won't find anywhere else in the market. It's a true American-made Buffalo bar made of high-strength carbon steel, and it's almost a foot shorter than all the other competitors in the market right now, which makes it perfect for the home gym or garage gym to help save space. And then it rivals price points of other bars like Fringe Sport and Vulcan, but it's made in the USA. And then it rivals other USA-made barbells like Kabuki and Rogue for quality, but it's significantly cheaper. It's going to be the strongest and most compact Buffalo bar in the market, and at the best price point. And after seeing the interest in this past week, I'm putting my all into bringing this to the market for you guys. It's all the support that I've been getting in the last handful of months that just gives me the motivation to do these things. Because the self-fulfillment that I've gotten from Primal Armor since coming forward as a true business has just been crazy, and I can't compare it to anything else. Another huge reason I've been feeling this way is because of all the vendors that I've been working with in the past year or so that I finally got to meet at HomeGymCon last week. They've done so much for me and my mission that I already can't thank them enough. But then I finally got to meet all of them, and after making those personal connections and interactions, I feel like their support has just tripled in like the last week. And I'm so blessed to be in the position that I am and to be able to do what I do. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I can't wait to see what we can do with Primal Armor in the next year and where we may be for HomeGymCon 2024. Rumor is that there's going to be a HomeGymCon Games, and I'm very excited for that. I got to participate in a lot of different events this year on top of being a vendor, from learning a new sport in strongman with a log liftoff to hitting a huge PR in deadlift and almost hitting 600 pounds. I would say that I hit some of the biggest numbers of my life, and that'll also help bring some attention to the brand as a whole. And next year, if possible, I'd love to try and compete in the home gym games as long as I can find a way to balance that with the booth, because I'm also hoping that next year we have a much bigger booth and a lot more success that we had even this year. And in the dream world, I'd also love to be the barbells that we use for the competition, because I want to start being the well-known person in this industry. And the more time that passes, we'll see what that brings for us. And no way if you would have asked me last year at this time that I'd be selling barbells and have a sold-out booth at a convention next to Rep Fitness and Surplus Strength. I'd be telling you that you are absolutely crazy. So that's what makes me excited for what another year can do for us. Especially because my wife seems to be interested and is going to be a big part of this going forward, which that can only help us grow. And I can't thank you all enough for all the support I've had up to this point to get us where we're at with the podcast and as a business. We have some really cool ideas that we're going to try to make come to life this year, and the latest one is the Appalachian Bar. Head on over to our website and order it before June 1st to get our special discount pre-order pricing and help us get those 50 pre-orders that we need, because you won't find a better deal on one out there. And be on the lookout for the other things that we have in store. And make sure you check out HomeGymCon next year if you didn't get to this past weekend, because it was an absolute blast, and you won't want to miss what everyone has to bring next year, because we're already signed up for HomeGymCon 2024, so we're hoping to see you there. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.